Hello boys and girls, today we are going to be talking about place value of whole numbers. So we're going to review all of those whole number place values and what they represent. So place values determine the value of a digit based on its location. Now remember, our 10 digits and our base 10 number system are as follows: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So those are the 10 digits that we see in our various numbers. Now where that digit actually lives within that number determines its value. So let's go ahead and start labeling our place values. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a decimal all the way to the right. If we do not have any place values, which we'll start learning about in a few weeks, we normally don't put the decimal. If it's just a whole number, we end the number without a decimal. I'm going to go ahead and throw in that decimal though, because that reminds me that that's a good place to start when I'm trying to figure out my place values. So my smallest place value that's closest to the decimal is our ones place value. To its left, we have our tens place value, followed by our hundreds, getting bigger and bigger. To the left of our hundreds, we encounter our first comma. We're going to talk about the significance or the importance of that comma in a little bit. So as I move to the left of the comma, I now have thousands. To the left of the thousands place value, we have our 10,000s. Oopsies. Thousands. Sorry for that. 10,000s. And to the left of that, we have our 100,000s. We've encountered our second comma, and like I said, I'm going to talk about its importance in a little bit. To the left of the second comma, we have our millions place value. To the left of the millions, we have our 10 millions. And lastly, we have our 100 millions. Well, I shouldn't really say lastly, because we do have more place values. In fact, there's an infinite amount of place values, but we're going to go ahead and stop in the billions, which we're getting to next. So I have another comma, which now puts me in the billions place value. Now, if we continued left, if you notice, we are starting to see a pattern. Ones, tens, hundreds. We move into a new period. Thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. We move into a new period. Millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. We've moved into a new period, billions. And as you can predict, our next place value would be 10 billions, 100 billions. Then we would move into our trillions period. Now we're not going to go that big. We'll go ahead and stop at the billions for today. Now if you noticed, I said the word period a couple of times. So periods are really important when we are talking about place values and when we're analyzing our numbers. Periods are separated by commas. So above we have the ones period. We have the thousands period. We have the millions period. And lastly, just showing in this particular number, we have the billions period. So I'm going to go ahead and label up here our period. So it's groups of 3 digits. So as I mentioned, we have our ones period is our smallest period. It's the first 3 digits that are closest to our decimal. Then we move into the thousands period. And not lastly, I keep saying that, I apologize. Move into our millions period, followed by that billions period. And sorry that square is, or rectangle is so small. So let's go ahead and look at some more examples on the bottom here where we're identifying place values. So if we look at this number, let's go ahead and throw in a decimal all the way to the right. Because again, that will let me know that this is my ones place value. So I've got my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. The 7 that's underlined is in the tens place value. Let's go ahead and throw in a decimal at the end. Ones, tens, hundreds. The 6 is sitting in the thousands place value. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. I'm going to go ahead and let you finish the last 3 on your own.